Just a moment. Just a moment. Hello, everyone. I am Ekta Kapoor, your moderator for this workshop, and I welcome you to another very interesting session of Career by Design. Ever since childhood, we keep listening about this word called success. Success in getting through the entrance test of a school as a child, successfully passing our exams year after year, success in sports and competitions, success in career, job, even personal relationships, and whatnot. Doesn't it seem to you as if our whole life revolves around this word called success? Maybe it does. So then, how do we define success? And how does one achieve it in life, especially in their professional life? Well, in today's workshop, we shall together ponder on the subject and answer a few questions. In fact, we intend to learn a few techniques and devise a formula that can help you too to become successful. So, without wasting much time, I shall quickly run you through a brief introduction about how and why and by whom the Career by Design sessions are conducted with some of the most exceptional coaches and subject matter experts to guide you personally month after month. Career by Design, a brainchild of Amazing Workplaces and Commander Navneet Bali, is a series of events that we conduct to help job aspirants, be it students, employees, or transitioning officers, to help them prepare themselves for the job market. We do this through workshops and sessions like mock-up interviews, expert Q&A sessions, consultation sessions, etc. Amazing Workplaces is an integrated HR platform that helps in analyzing, enriching, and promoting the best practices of organizations around the 9-pillar framework, which forms the core of any workplace. Amazing Workplaces helps to conduct employee surveys, initiate learning workshops, and publish human resources content to help improve an organization's employer brand. Commander Navneet Bali, our chief mentor, is an ex-Navy professional. He is Director, Northern Region, Narayana Health. Commander Bali is committed to mentoring students, especially in the healthcare segment, to help them take the best career decisions for themselves. Our facilitator for today's event is Dr. Anju Chawla. Dr. Anju Chawla has more than 17 years of experience and works in the capacity of an emotional intelligence coach with high potential leaders to help them in identifying the blind spots which are holding them back from building those meaningful relationships in professional or personal life, which adversely impact their personality, productivity, and performance. Dr. Anju uses emotional intelligence, neuro-linguistic programming, transactional analysis, and hypnosis as modalities to level up the leadership skills of her students and facilitate the journey of moving from blind spots to bright spots. Till now, she has successfully trained and coached a few hundreds of doctors, CAs, engineers, corporates, as well as private and PSU organizations. Coming to our sponsors, Grad Recruit is a recruitment and staffing solutions company that supports organization in building the human capital with a deep understanding of business and functional requirements and a strength of over 100 recruiting professionals. Upgrad Recruit has set an excellent benchmark for industry sourcing capabilities and niche hiring skills. And yes, I'm Ekta Kapoor. I'm your moderator for today's event. I'm the co founder of Amazing Workplaces, an integrated HR media platform that helps in analyzing, enriching, and promoting the best practices of organizations around the 9 pillar framework. I'm passionate and extremely curious about the best practices in people management policies that form the foundation of any workplace culture. And I sincerely believe that people are at the core of every organization and need to be nurtured in an environment of a great culture. So, once again, a warm welcome to Commander Bali, Dr. Anju, and all of you who have joined us here today. Thanks for choosing to learn today. It just shows how dedicated you are towards your growth, and I assure you that you shall go back from here more enriched with a lot of takeaways. And while I hand over the stage to Commander Bali and Dr. Anju, I would request you to write about your vocation and experience in the comment section so that we can know you better. So thank you, Commander Bali, and thank you, Dr. Anju. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ekta, and welcome, Dr. Anju.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I think it will be wonderful, as you go along. Of course, Dr. Anju has lots to offer with whatever knowledge, experience she has in the real world of training, sort of coaching, guiding a lot of professionals in what she does. One thing which is very clear, in addition to what I call the necessary ingredients of success, that is knowledge, skill set, your attitude. What we have seen now is that emotional intelligence, your mental framework, your attitude, these things have started making a lot of difference in success or failures of individuals. If I keep all those very, very sort of, abstract views and discussions and debates of success, because, we've had these debates earlier. What does success mean to one person? One person's success is not the other person's success. Whether you're looking for worldly success or, emotional success, or you're looking at an emotional, spiritual success. I think to be very, very clear, that we are going to define today this whole discussion about keeping those abstract successes to one side and focus today on very clearly, majorly into professional success, and how using some techniques, certain things that Dr. Anju has mastered, and also maybe experienced in real time, what made people successful. And that's what this whole discussion is all about. I call it discussion because it will be much better if we share thoughts with each other as Dr. Anju moves along. And I've always seen that in a workshop, it's not about one of us trying to tell something to the audience. We have learned as we move along in these workshops. I think my learning from these workshops has been much, much more than what I had to offer to the workshop. So thank you very much, Ekta. This is a very different kind of a topic. And whoever, we see the participants are, it doesn't matter if they're 1 or 10 or 1,000, because it's very, very important. First of all, it's a Saturday evening. Very, very difficult for people to actually take out time. So we understand that. But I also see that we are live on YouTube. We are going to record this. And what happens today in this session is going to be immensely beneficial to, many professionals. And after this recording is done, I request that we share it across platforms, because, these discussions are very, very important for youngsters. Many of them who might be facing certain issues, some of them are starting their professional life. Some of them are changing professions. Some of them are students. Some of them are trying to just gauge what is going on in this bad world, around them. I think And these kind of workshops, which are done for the benefit of students, for professionals, become immensely important. So thank you, Ekta, for this. And I welcome Dr. Anju, and take it on from here. It is your day today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commander Navneet Bali and Ekta. As usual, you are a dear friend, and thanks for this opportunity. Also, I'm very happy to share that I have a very close friend, Namitha, who has joined us. Thank you so much, Namitha, for this encouragement. She is a CA herself. And on this note, I'll start something around being a CA. Success and failure, this was one statement that I picked up from ICAI Ghaziabad chapter when I asked somebody, hey, 7 attempts in CA second level, and you still have not cleared, and you still are so geared up to give it a failure. And he said, hold on, Dr. Chawla, it's not my failure. Now, he made it very clear to me. And Namitha, thanks to your presence, I'm reminded of this example from the CA world, that he said, Dr. Chawla, it's not my failure. It is the attempt that has failed, and I really don't care. What I care about is, do I have a goal for which I am, Ekta, I'll request you to mute everyone. Yeah, thank you. So he said that it's not my failure, it is the failure of my attempt. And to be successful, I will ensure that I have some goals, A, I have some resources, B, I have the right sort of what I am doing, and that is how I move forward. That was a beautiful line that I picked up from one of the CA friend. On this note, I would like to share my presentation. Ekta, with your permission, may I share the screen? All right, thank you.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Ekta, just let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yes.
It's not in F5 mode though. Is it in slideshow mode now? Give me a thumbs up. All right. Thank you so much, Ekta. So, dear friends, one and all, welcome to the session. And I really appreciate you for trusting us with your time, because time is more important than money. And today, when you go out, as Commander Navneet Bali and Ekta have promised, I'll try to live up to their promise, and will ensure that each one of you is carrying at least one takeaway home to work upon to be a better you tomorrow. On this positive note, let's begin. The journey will include these milestones, and at any point of time, if you have a question, feel free to stop me. You want me to repeat something, feel free to ask me to repeat it, because the session is about you and for you. It is not about me or for me, although we are going to co-create the knowledge while we are discussing. So our journey will have the objective definition of success, one 3-step success formula that I happened to design while I was training the NDA and CDS people, and the kind of fire they had, the kind of intention they had, especially the NDA guys, to clear that NDA and serve our nation, that was commendable. And that is where I picked up this formula from. Besides this, we'll also talk a little on how can you be active on LinkedIn, engage on LinkedIn, and what are the important elements of your LinkedIn profile to begin with, at least. I'm not saying that I'll give you the holistic picture of LinkedIn right now, but at least to begin with, what are the important elements? Besides that, we are also going to talk about the elevator pitch. And elevator pitch, my dear friends, is like hero or heroine pick, because it is this pitch, that is the elevator pitch, is the pitch with which you introduce yourself, with which you build rapport with the other person in order to grab the opportunity that you are looking at. Then we'll also touch base with certain things on refining your resumes, little micro ingredients of your effective body language, and power of internal dialogue. Any question, any thoughts, anyone? I'll stop for 30 seconds. Let me hear from you. And Ekta, you'll have to be my eyes here. In case there is a question in the chat box, you'll have to pass that on to me.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you so much. So I'll pause for 30 seconds. Meanwhile, I'm sure those who are not brewing question in their mind are reading this text on the slide. However, if there is a question or there is a thought, I'm more than willing to take it up. My 30 seconds have started and they are about to complete in another 10 seconds. Any question, Ekta?
Not yet. Yeah.
All right, great then, great then. Seems that curiosity has built up, and curiosity is the precursor to learning. In fact, confusion also is the precursor to learning. So curiosity, confusion, both encourage and invite questions. Feel free to ask questions, friends. Talking of success, success, as we say, is a subjective term, but let me put something in black and white. Success for you should be contextual. More than any rat race, success for you should be contextual. When I say contextual, so if you are to get up at 5:30 and finish up with your yoga session by 6:15, and if you are able to do it flawlessly, and if you are able to actually execute your planning, are you successful? Yes, you are successful. Similarly, going ahead, passing your, as the day is passing by, whatever you have planned, if you're able to execute it with the kind of right inventory of resources that you already build up, that is success. So for example, you want to clear your exam of CDS or NDA, or you want to appear or you are appearing for any kind of a UPSC exam, or maybe you are appearing for an interview. If you are able to keep up to, if you are able to keep up to the promise that you made to yourself, you are successful. Now you may ask, what if I'm not getting through that paper? I did give my exam, but what if I'm not getting through that paper or through that exam? Then what? Then nothing, because everything is not in your control. And to be a sane person, you need to realize the importance of variables which are controllable and which are uncontrollable. I'll take a pause here. I will request all of you, all as many people who have joined us, I will request all of you to please list out one problem in your head that you are facing right now, which has actually brought you here in this session. Bring that problem to your forefront, that is in your mind, in your mental map, and please, in the chat box, only write down if you are able to differentiate between controllable variables and uncontrollable variables surrounding that problem. All you have to do is write a yes or a no. I'm not asking you to give me a problem statement, or I'm not asking you to give me your controllable or uncontrollable variables. So इस वक्त जो आपने सोचना है, सिर्फ इतना सोचना है कि क्या मेरे पास एक प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है जिसके लिए मैं एक जवाब ढूंढ रही हूं। अगर हाँ, तो क्या मैं अपने कंट्रोलेबल और अनकंट्रोलेबल वेरिएबल्स में डिफरेंशिएट कर पा रही हूं? जस्ट अ प्लेन yes and a no will do. That's it. We are waiting as, okay, Rajesh says no. Now I'm able to get to this chat box also. Rajesh says no, I'm not able to differentiate between my controllable and uncontrollable variables. Similarly, Viraj says the same. Can I request either of you to please unmute yourself and share as to what is bringing this confusion in you? Anyone, Rajesh, Viraj, anyone? I have 10 seconds in case you want to unmute, sorry. Anyone? No problem. So I hear from Rajesh and Viraj, and in fact, I read from Rajesh and Viraj that no, they are not able to differentiate between the controllable and uncontrollable variables which are surrounding their problem. Let me paraphrase my ask. My ask is, do you know what is in your hand to execute and for what you have to wait from the other stakeholders or from the environment to happen? For example, if you're going to give exam, if you're going to write an exam and you have to reach to your examination hall by 9 o'clock, your house is at a distance of 1 hour, you start around, let's say 1 hour, 15 minutes prior from your home, but that means with a 15 minutes buffer, but you get stuck in traffic. what was in your control and what was not in your control is very clear. Something that was in your control was to leave from your house well within time with the buffer, which you did. But this unexpected accident that happened on the road is not in your control. Should you blame yourself? That's a big question. No. But should you try to reach on the venue on time despite what has happened on the road? Certainly, yes. So for example, if you were moving by a bus and the bus now cannot move at all, get down, gauge the situation, start moving on the foot. Maybe you'll get another mode of transport. So idea is, did you do everything which was possible in your hand with respect to the goal that you wanted to achieve? If yes, you have taken care of the controllable variables. Rest were uncontrollable. On this note, I also would like to bring to your kind attention that somebody who prefers to be in the comfort zone, maybe of ego, comfort zone of the resources that the person is carrying, taking things for granted, making this person a success is little difficult. Why? Because the person is not ready to question his own stereotypes. The person is not ready to actually move out of the sweet zone. Success is not going to come to the person automatically. The person needs to work towards it. If I say so and I take a pause, do I have any remarks coming from the audience? Anything that you would want to say around the concept of success here, which says if you have a goal and you are putting in your resources, trying to do whatever is possible with you, then your conscious should be clear that yes, it is a success. So in short, I'm trying to tell you, success is a state or a condition. It is a state or a condition wherein you have a range of expectations, something like low, medium, high. If you are able to, if with your controllable variables, if you are able to meet even till a medium range, you are a success. I'll take a pause. Any remarks before I move ahead? Because now are coming up the elements for students which can act in the direction of making a student successful. Because now I'm going to shatter your comfort zone, something that you only keep saying that, all right, I wish this could have happened, or I wish I also was like that person. No I wish statements. Let's say I will, I can, I am. Any remarks, anyone, before I move any further? 5 seconds pause. Outcome of effort is not important for success. All right, Rajesh. Rajesh, again, coming back to the controllable and uncontrollable variables. So if you have to address what is success for you, you need to be considered a whole, which means your ecosystem has some controllable variables and there are certain things which are not in your control. So to me or to you, success should be, have you done your best possible? Did you give in your best possible? I'll give you an example from one of the oncologists I happened to meet at Raipur, which was a very, very recent training program on EI again. So this oncologist said that there was a boy I was treating since last 16 years for, a man I was treating since last 16 years for cancer. Now, this boy, sorry, 6 years, not 16 years. He was 16 years, and since 6 years, the oncologist was treating this guy. Now, finally, the oncologist had a view that no, he cannot do much about it. He was all in tears because he got so attached to the boy that he was not able to break this bad news to this boy. But the oath, that the Hippocratic oath that these doctors take, it clearly states that if you are not in position to treat your patient, you need to tell to the patient then and there, so that the patient has all the time to save himself or herself. So yes, he could not do it by himself, but he knew that whatever was possible by him, he tried his level best. He could not break this news to this guy. He took help of a senior consultant, because the senior consultant wasn't attached to the patient as much as this oncologist was. So the news was passed. Few days it took for the oncologist to come over, to get over with this situation, because he felt that alas, he could have done much, he could have done something more about it. The senior consultant advised him, counseled him that look Rajesh, you did whatever was possible for you. From your point, from your resources, you are success. However, the rest was not in your control, and the kind of communication you did to this person matters, because timely communication does matter to be successful. So the point I'm trying to bring home is success is not only getting X amount of money, success is not only clearing an exam, success is also a journey, success is also a process in which we are ensuring that that we utilize our controllable resources to the best of our ability. Yes, if you are underutilizing the resources or your potential, then you should always question yourself, why am I not getting success? So success to my eyes, and now on to your eyes, should be, am I making best use of my resources to meet the goal that I promised to myself? Consider yourself as a whole. On this note, moving ahead, and I would like to bring to your kind attention the 3-step success formula, which I picked up from the NDA boys while I was training them on their attitudinal trainings. So, what used to happen was that while they were undergoing the training part, they'll do a lot of what if analysis. Oh, agar मैं fail हो गया तो, अगर मेरा साइकोमेट्रिक क्लियर नहीं हुआ तो, अगर वो साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने मेरे को अगर वो मेडिकल पर्सोनल ने मुझे मेडिकली अनफिट दे दिया तो, then what used to happen was, while the target audience should be in the moment to absorb what is being taught to them, instead they were doing the what if part, which has not even happened. So in preparation step, one has to be all mindful, one has to be all centered, without any what if analysis. Just pay attention to what is it that you are gaining. Make as many mistakes you can during the preparation phase, because more you bleed in your practice, less you will bleed in the war. So more you sweat here, less you will sweat there. And as a result, the preparation phase or the preparation step of success clearly says that do not get into any mindset of what if. Just be there, make mistakes, learn from them, move ahead. Then comes the delivery part. Preparation part actually requires a lot of practice and rehearsal. You cannot say that, okay, once I have read the Wren and Martin and I have I've attempted few of the questions, so yes, I'm good to go. No, it requires a lot of practice depending upon the kind of caliber you have. So my 15-year-old son, he is not very good in maths. So in fact, he's not good in maths, but is that his problem? Well, that is an area of improvement for him. So he needs to practice a lot, and if he practices, chances are that while he is delivering, he will be able to deliver better than without the practice. And Viraj rightly has given something here. Believing in yourself is the secret of success. So yes, it is mindset that I did whatever was possible with me. I did the best possible. So once again, preparation phase, there should be no what if, whereas when it is a delivery phase, there should be no question to yourself that, oh, I did not prepare chapter 3. Oh, I have forgotten to pick up the notes of chapter 4. That's all right. So in Namitha, I'll come to your question. Let me just complete this 3-step success formula. So while you are delivering, in delivery part, just do not think about what you have not prepared. Just pay attention to what you have done and what you are now able to deliver. Again, mindset. Believe that whatever you know, you will at least put that rightly in the paper, on the paper or you will at least be comfortable, confident, and committed with conviction to put that across the recruiter. So in preparation phase, no what if, just learn as much as you can, make mistakes, not a problem. Whereas in delivery phase, be there in the moment, deliver whatever you know, do not think about what you have not learned, what you missed upon. And when the delivery phase is done, now introspect, go back to that meta position of preparation, that is the neutral position of the preparation, and now introspect, what is it that fell short of 100%? What is it that you could have done better or in a different manner? Now, just imagine if you reshuffle your mindset while you are introspecting, if you try to deliver, or if while you are delivering, you try to do your what if, and similarly, while you're preparing, you do some other kind of a reshuffle. This wrong mindset at the wrong time will not help. So combining the previous, that is the definition of success, and coming to this PDI, allow me to say that success in all these three steps will have a different meaning. Success in the preparation stage will mean that you are learning as much as you can from as many resources as you can, and you are implementing for something as a mock. You are not hesitant to commit mistakes. Whereas when it comes to delivery, success will mean whatever you have prepared, now you are giving your best shot to put it across the recruiter, or maybe on the paper, or the way you are there to give your exams, or take up your write your exams. And while you are introspecting, be very, very blunt and brutal to yourself. Do not give any vote of sympathy. Sympathy doesn't work at all. What will work is empathize with yourself. All right, Anju, while you were preparing for your exam, what you missed upon was a very, very important topic, and you should have taken that the weightage of that topic was 33% as it is. That is success in these three different steps. Now, Namitha, coming to a question, let me just read your question. Oh, Ekta, I've missed on the window. Can you please read that question for me? There are two things I see.
So Namitha says, do you mean that a person doesn't clear his or her exams? 2 marks in total, which generally happens for ICAI.
Yeah.
How does he convince himself and stay positive?
Lovely question, and this generally happens. So, Namitha, here I would say, if you have that commitment to clear, if you have that fire in your belly to clear that exam, you yourself are a CA, if you have that commitment in your belly to clear the exam, you will now take up the introspection part instead of the cribbing, because cribbing has got no role in any success formula. And if someone is working from the victim frame, oh, mere saath hi aisa kyun hua, ye 2 number mere hi jaane the, so on and so forth. If someone is working from the victim frame and is not able to pull up, that is his own motivation is low as a competence, then please seek the professional help, which can be from your own teachers, which can be from the counselors outside. These days, this professional world has evolved like a lot. So, but I will say that failure is nothing but learning. Learn, introspect, and move on. But yes, you are right. There are people who give up, who give a lot of gap. They certainly do require counseling or help from the professional world. So Ekta has a question which says, how does one know that they are full? Yes. How does one know that they are fully prepared? Wow, Ekta, thank you so much. This is one question which is very close to my heart for a very simple reason, that I am always reminded of my class 1 when somebody says reading and comprehension, how are these two different? And I say that while you read that chapter in class 1, when did your mom or your teacher told you that, okay, bacha, you are prepared, you are now good to go to write this exam? It was only when you answered those questions which were at the back of the chapter, right or wrong? And yes, this is exactly one gets to know that whether I am fully prepared or not. That is, you prepare what you have to prepare. practice as many questions as possible. And if you're able to answer those questions, then you are fully prepared. But please allow me to say that even after full preparation, you may not land up getting that A plus, or you may not land up getting that pass, which can be the system, the way the system is designed. So it is fine, because that is uncontrollable variable. So I hope that answers your question, Ekta.
Yeah, it does. And it also brings me to the fact that at the introspection level,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually understand where the preparation went wrong.
Oh, lovely. So in case you are not able to understand where the preparation went wrong, so I suggest buddy system. Buddy system is a very, very powerful system that even happens in corporates. And I'm sure you'll echo with me that whenever there is, there is one of the fellow mate lying low, or whenever this fellow mate is not able to be as productive as he could be, then a buddy is assigned. Mentor is the next level, but for now, a buddy is assigned. So you can actually make the power pair with your buddy, but this buddy has to be from the same genre of your study, from the same domain of your study, so that he or she understands your state of mind better. Because during the time when you are passing through a rough phase of preparation and appearing for exam and not clearing, or maybe not getting the right grades, you actually are fighting something which even your parents or siblings may not understand. They'll at max end up saying, "Arey, don't worry, yaar, koi nahi hoga, ye clear nahi hoga, kuch aur ho jayega." But you have that fire in the belly and you want to clear it. So a buddy system is a great system, Ekta. And this buddy needs to be from your own domain. Just talk it out. जैसे टाटा स्काई की ad है, पूछने में क्या जाता है? Absolutely, there पूछने में कुछ नहीं जाता. In fact, when you seek help, you get help. Ekta, anything else, Ekta, that you would want to talk about? All right. Thank you, Ekta. So I'll come back to Viraj's question, and this will be the last question before I move to the next one. This is, how do you push through the worst times? Viraj, pushing through the worst times requires vulnerability. It requires your openness. If you keep your worst times only to yourself, no one is antaryami to get it. So you are passing through your worst times, and you are shedding out all your agony and pain on your family, or maybe you are not eating well, etc. Who is getting helped by this? Nobody. So you need a sounding board, Viraj, for sure. The sounding board should be a confidant, a person who you can trust in completely. In case you are not fortunate enough to have such kind of a person in your life, then journaling as a technique helps a lot. So Viraj, we have many, there are many apps wherein you can simply jot down your thoughts, the blockages that are coming in, what you're feeling, in what moment are you feeling what you're feeling. In fact, you also can check up for the right kind of a diet during that time, because the food we eat matters a lot to the kind of hormones which are released. And last but not the least, Viraj, DOSE, DOSE. These are 4 hormones which are called happy hormones. Do not bother about the names that I'll give you. Just pay attention to why am I giving it to you. The 4 hormones are dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin. How are they released is what matters. So exercise regularly, walk regularly when you are feeling low, because that releases happy hormone. Eat properly. Not just this, do something which keeps you happy. That may be sleeping for some time, that may be coloring for some time, that may be talking to a friend for any time. And just keep yourself, just do what you like to do, and try to give yourself positive affirmations that, hey, Viraj, dude, you did what you did and you will do even better now. So this is the trick to reduce cortisol, which is the unhappy hormone, and release the happy hormones in the body. Moving ahead to the next slide. Ekta, now on, in case there is some pressing question, you will have to pass it on to me, because I'm minimizing that window.
Sure.
Moving. Yeah, thank you. So engaging on LinkedIn, I have something here. LinkedIn. Now, for most of the students, in fact, for the working professional, for the people who want to work, this platform is a blessing if used rightly and frequently, I would say. though the algorithm behind LinkedIn is not very well known despite many researches. However, few quick tips for the students and people who are trying to land up in job for the first time. If you pay attention, there is this banner, the banner which has got my credentials. So PCC is my credential. This is the banner that I have created. I hope you can see my arrow moving. So this is the whole banner I have created in PowerPoint, wherein I chose to pick 4 things. One is my ICF credentials. Second is my own logo. Third is the book that I have authored. And fourth is one picture from one of the organization. Here it happens to be JK Papers, wherein I trained these men on EI. Now, this banner in itself is talking a lot about me. If you'll check out my LinkedIn profile, this is the same banner I have put in there. And this banner in itself is going to talk a lot about my work. Similarly, for students, what they can do, they may put up the club in case they are part of any club, or they may put up any kind of accolade or certificate that they have received, which is like of a high credit and merit. Or they can also put up the logo of the organization wherein they have done some kind of a project or something. So depending upon what can make you stand out from the crowd is what you can put on a banner. Now ask me, is banner really required? Can I not keep it plain and Jane? All right, keep it plain and Jane. You will appear just like any other Tom, Dick and Harry. So why do you want to appear as any other TDH? Be your own self. Put something in the banner. And if you now see the picture is a clear headshot, which shows, which resonates with the kind of personality I am. I am happy-go-lucky, but at the same time very stern and confident. So what appears on my picture is the kind of personality I am. Now, these 2 things, that is the banner and my headshot, is talking a lot about myself. Then comes the third part, which is the title or the headline of my profile, which says Emotional Intelligence Influencer, PCC ICF US Awarded Emotional Wellness and Life Coach. Now, then the number of connections I have is around 5,000. But these connections need to be meaningful. Now, coming to the student part, what can they do? Let's say they are the committee members of some council, or they have ever attended or they have ever executed some kind of an MUN, or they have been the national level player somewhere. Do they need to put this in the resume headline? No. All that will come in the banner. What will come in the resume headline is, what do you intend to do? What is that solution you are trying to give to the people, to the corporates where you are looking a job for? So let's say you are looking a job in SaaS, you are looking for a job in SAP, you are looking for a job in HR analytics. So what is it that you have done so far as your specialization can come in case you have not done any project? If you have done some project or internship or a job before, you can as well put the same in the resume headline, provided it is the same thing that you want to still serve. I'll take a pause here. I've given you something very meaningful, and I really want each one of you to scratch your head, go visualize your LinkedIn profile, and come up with the questions if you have that. Okay, this is what I am missing on it, or your observations around it. Please do come up with your observations around it. Are you able to identify at least something that you're missing on your LinkedIn profile? Just a plain yes or a no in the chat box, please. I'll take a 10 seconds pause. Scratch your head, visualize your LinkedIn profile, check if there is any gap. If you're able to identify the gap before I move to how do you engage in a LinkedIn conversation. Ekta, anything that has come up?
No, not yet.
No problem, no problem. Then
see. Wants to share, please.
Yes, please feel free. Anything that you want to share? Anyone? No worries. Moving ahead, because even if the question sprouts up at any other element, you are more than welcome to still give me the question back about the previous element as well. Moving to how do you engage on LinkedIn? So you know what we do, we read the LinkedIn post and we just press the like button or celebrate and stuff, and we feel that okay, I've engaged in that LinkedIn post. No, that is not that is not the successful engagement on the LinkedIn post, for a simple reason that anyone can press this icon, which is fine. It is important for you to stand out. How do you do that? By expressing yourself clearly. How do you express yourself? Only if you have something genuine and authentic to talk about. So check before you try to engage on a pseudo level. Do you have something meaningful to offer? If yes, go to the comment, tag the person whose post it is, so that the person also knows that, okay, I have received this post, I have received this comment back, and he doesn't miss on the comment. And write a meaningful sentence. So for example, simply saying fantastic job on climbing that Mount Everest, Dolwyn Bhati. By the way, Dolwyn Bhati is one of, I think, Ekta and my common friend who has done it so far, or maybe I'll check with you later Ekta. So Dolwyn has just climbed upon that Mount Everest very recently. So simply saying fantastic will not help. Give a meaningful statement that, hey Dolwyn, when I met you 2 years back, did not know that a bubbly looking girl has that kind of an intention and that kind of a fire in the belly to climb up the Mount Everest. I'm so proud to know, and this is inspiring. Now, what has happened in the process is you have engaged not only with Dolwyn, she any which ways is going to give you a thank you, but also with your words, you have engaged with other people who are reading this post. It is important to write a meaningful statement. Who do you write it to? Now, another question that, Anju, who do I write it to? Anyone I pick up and I start writing? No. So if you are interested in event management, make meaningful connections around the people who are into event management. Do send a personalized note to connect with them. Once they are connected, do write back to them, expressing your gratitude. And now when you are reading their post, again, engage in the post of your meaningful connection, because that is what success for you in engaging in a LinkedIn post will be. That is to engage with a clear, authentic statement that you feel about the post which your meaningful connection has posted. Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone, before I proceed any further?
So we have two questions. One is
yes,
from
please.
Srinath. So Srinath wants to know how many certifications should be listed on LinkedIn. Is it necessary to mention only those which are related to our field?
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm missing out on the name, but gentlemen, Srinath. As far as Srinath, all right. So Srinath, as many certifications you have, you may please put that on the LinkedIn. However, in the summary, there is a summary section also on the LinkedIn wherein you are supposed to put down all your resume in some limited number of words. There you only mention the certifications which are getting highlighted for the kind of job you are looking for. I hope that answers your question. So you can add as many certifications you want to, but in the summary section of your resume, please write only as much helps you. Any other question, Ekta?
Yeah, so we have one question from Namitha.
And
should we post our previous experience or only the latest ones?
Oh, all the experiences, Namitha. I mean, I have all my experiences, even the 3-month old experiences, what I have put in there, because I don't know what is going to click. However, there is another school of thought that if you are, if you have been on a full-time job at some point of time, and now you are a gigster, then should you mention all your gigs here? I will slightly detour and say that in that case, do not mention all your gigs. Mention only the gigs where you still want to work upon. Otherwise, a fickle-minded attitude comes up. But for a professional, somebody who has worked, let's say a CA who has worked in IBM for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, please put that. Why not? Sabbatical can always be explained. Layoffs, if you have read the Economic Times few days back, layoffs are not not considered as taboo anymore, because now we have realized that it is the potential we are looking for. We are not looking for we are not looking for people who have continuously been in job but not very productive. It is just all right, Namitha, to put in all your experiences. Moving ahead.
I just want to interrupt. I
Yep.
just read somewhere on LinkedIn only in somebody's article saying that, the employers are not really interested in much of your past experiences. They just want you to know that, what you can do now. So is it like, we have to follow the JDs, or, I mean, how do we actually do?
Okay, so JDs cannot be followed while you are writing on a LinkedIn. Again, Namitha, if you visit the LinkedIn portal, there are two important things here I would like to bring to your kind notice. One is the summary part of your profile, and another is the certification part, like Srinath asked, or the past experiences that you have had. Put everything out there, because you never know what you when you come across, or in this 360 degree world, when a reference only picks you up. So do put every experience that you have. So on this note, Namitha, I'll take your permission to move ahead. And Ekta, anything else that we have in the chat box?
No, we don't have.
All right, thank you. So this was when you are engaging in someone else's post. Now is the time to start writing. And when you are writing on LinkedIn, your write-up may be very, very short. It is fine. So on LinkedIn, you have a post and you have an article section. Article is like a big thing. Post can be very small also. So you may engage people by writing some post, and with every post you may just leave them with the question, okay, what do you think about it? Now your question will be, Anju, what is it that I write about? I write about anything that you read in a book, which you read on mercantile law from ND Kapoor, let's say. Write on something, the conference that you have just attended and the kind of takeaways you have. So write there. But at the end of the day, do engage people by asking a question, because when you are asking a question, you are actually triggering the brains of other people to give you advice. And people love to give advice. Yeah, who doesn't love to give advice? People love to give advice. Engage them, and be careful about the hashtags you are using, because hashtags are very, very important. So while you put a hashtag and you put the first 2-3 letters of what you want to actually write, you'll get the top 3-4 hashtags around it. Use those hashtags. And in case you build on your own hashtag also, please utilize that hashtag. So for example, up your EQ and EI coach Dr. Anju is my own hashtag. In any post, I will always utilize these two, but before that, I will use a hashtag of emotional intelligence and emotions, because these are the two hashtags which run very, very fluidly in my kind of work. Any questions, anything that we have before I move to the next slide? Anything? I'm really loving the kind of things that are coming from you, because now I'm going to move to elevator pitch, which is important, very important. For any student, for any person who is going back after the sabbatical, or anyone who is anyone who is trying to even go for promotion, for that matter, elevator pitch is important.
Anju, can I
Yes,
intervene? Yeah.
why not? Please.
Okay. So from Namitha, we have question related to the previous slide.
Right.
She wants to know that she could not understand the importance of hashtags.
Oh, okay.
Clarify a little more.
Yeah, sure. Namitha, hashtags actually, they are helping you in search engine optimization. So it's a different concept altogether, but hashtags actually bring up your, bring up your post. As per the hashtags only, the search engine optimization happens. Over and beyond the kind of people who you are tagging, and the kind of post, as engaging is the post. So Namitha, this is a LinkedIn algorithm almost running in the background, which is again a huge topic. But for now, hashtags are important in order to ensure that your post comes up in the relevant search whenever someone is searching, or whenever someone is reading around the kind of topic you have talked about. So for now, I'll have to park my information around the hashtags here. Moving ahead, the elevator pitch part. Now, elevator pitch, I remember February 2019, Professional Speaker Association of India, when India became the 16th nation to join the Professional Speaker Association. And it was India who did organize the conference. There were people, there were professional speakers who came from all across the world, name a continent, they were here, be it Africa, be it US, be it anywhere, barring Antarctica. I think barring Antarctica, all the continents, we had people. And each one of them had their own heroic speech. Now, what is this elevator pitch? Elevator pitch is that 60 to 90 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds about you, which can catch attention of the other person very, very clearly and uniquely. So I still recall one of the professional speaker out of the 23 that we had talking about himself, and towards the end saying, I am a dad to 2 sunny boys and a Labra. Now, this and a Labra was something that has clicked so, so nicely that got etched in so many of our mind, because we did a survey that whose heroic statement got stuck in your mind, and it was this guy who scored all the brownie points. I mean, each one of them, they talked a lot about their own work in 60 to 90 seconds, but this differentiating factor stuck with all of us. But are these only the words which make a lot of difference? No, more than the words. What matters is what is your presence, how you are carrying yourself, how you are acting in that situation. So one of a very, very dear friend, and Ekta, again, maybe Rajal is a common friend for both of us again, but then she carried out this worldwide survey, and it came up that communication, that is how you speak, is 28% of your elevator pitch. Appearance, that is how you look, is 5% of that equation, and 67% is how you are acting, how you are bringing in yourself in that scenario, and respecting the time, moving ahead. How do you create an elevator pitch? Elevator pitch is not a thumb rule. So for Anju, elevator pitch to be given to students will be different than what Anju is going to give to some panel, or maybe to some kind of a vendor, or maybe to some kind of a client. Now, coming to the students, for students, more or less, the elevator pitch for the recruiter is the same, but gravitas, that is the presence, will matter a lot. So, my dear students, rather friends, I mean, calling you students, I would rather call you learners, because I also am a learner till the last breath of my life. So all the learners here, please ensure that when you are entering a room wherein you are supposed to give your elevator pitch, that is wherein you are supposed to make your mark, please go very, very calm. No matter what has happened outside the room, no matter what, leave that baggage outside the room, because these 15 minutes which the recruiter is giving you can be very, very important. And these 60 to 90 seconds about, tell me about yourself, introduce yourself, talk about yourself, these can be the make or break moment for you. So please, please, please pay attention to how you create an elevator pitch. And elevator pitch is always has got 2 dimensions. One is about you yourself, and one is about the other person. So creation of an elevator pitch, first part is how do you gain that crystal clarity about yourself. So when I wrote something on this resume headline of mine, it took me 2.5 years to actually decide upon what do I want to write on my resume headline. I'll write something, I'll change it, I'll write, I'll change it. Multiple times it happened, and then finally settle down for it. But so am I trying to say that creating elevator pitch takes time? Oh yes, hell lot of a time, hell lot of writing, too many drafting, too many feedbacks, and then conviction in yourself. So for example, if you are a student from IBS Gurgaon, let's say, who is undergoing a course of PGPM and is in semester 3 and has worked with, let's say, EY for 3 months, what can be an elevator pitch from your point. You need to find out what is it that is making you stand out. Is it the number of projects that you have done? Is it the kind of clients you have handled? Or is it the critical incidents that you have tackled? What is it that is making you stand out? That's first part of it. Second part is, what are those attributes which you are so convicted of, which you have highest conviction about. So for example, if you ask me, Anju, give me your 3 traits, I would say punctuality, organized, and open communication. These are 3 of my traits, and I will not compromise with them. So what is it that is making you, stay ahead, and what is it that is making you very, very unique, is what should come in the creation of an elevator pitch. Because creation of an elevator pitch is like positioning you with your kind of purpose. So what is your purpose? What is the value proposition you are bringing to the table, and how are you positioning yourself? The second part of the elevator pitch is when now you are addressing the other person. So how are you addressing the other person? Now, for God's sake, don't try to sell yourself. If you try to sell yourself, you will fall flat. Try to build a rapport with the other person. Try to build that connect. How do you build that connect? I'll come to that in a short while with the body language. But for now, elevator pitch is your heroic pitch, which should be very sharp. For example, I am Dr. Anju Chawla, an emotional wellness coach, certified at level 2 from ICF US. Have clocked almost 8,500 hours of coaching, and have trained roughly hundreds of the defense personnel, the doctors, the CAs, and the corporates, both in PSU and in the private sector. I help them identify their blind spots and move them to the bright spots. I'm a mother to a 15-year-old married to the love of my life, and a mother to a beagle who is just 3. Full stop, period, khatam. I don't have to talk about my certifications. I don't have to talk about the kind of background I'm coming from. What is my father? What is my mother? Nothing doing. I am here only to talk about myself, and I will talk about what makes the most sense to my target audience. Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone, before I move ahead? In the respect of time, we have only, for 20 minutes now, right? Right, Ekta?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions do we have?
No, not yet.
All right, perfect. Moving ahead then. So resume. In fact, before resume, let me talk about the body language, because elevator pitch and body language will go hand in hand. Now, body language is something that starts from the moment you are visible to the eyes of the potential recruiter. The moment you are visible to the eyes of the potential recruiter or any of his stakeholder, be aware that you are under scrutiny. You may not be under a literal scrutiny, but any fault on your part will get noticed. So be very careful. The micro ingredients, if you want to take a screenshot of it, you want me to share the PPT, I don't mind, I'll do that. But for now, please register that combed hair to trimmed nails to clean nostrils to the polished and tidy footwear, everything is as important as your resume. What you're carrying in your resume, you may be a pass out from the most elite of the school and most elite of the of the institution, but if your hygiene is not proper, then my dear friend, I'm sorry, humans, they do work with bias, and it may just happen that a bias prevails and the episode comes to a close even before it has started. Second, well creased and non-ordered dress and body respectively. Whenever you are meeting the recruiter, whether you are standing in front of him or her or sitting, please have your feet firm on the ground. Take that spot as your authority, as your performance spot. Remember the delivery part. So while you are getting interviewed, put your feet firm on the ground, because that is now where action is going to start. If your body is well balanced, if you're sitting properly, not leaning too much on the table of the recruiter, because that is his authority area, please do not lean on the table. Sit with your back straight. Do not do not move your head unnecessarily. Your neck movement can be at the max, a little tilted, not as tilted as Ajay Devgan, but a little tilted and not like Pushpa at all. So, a little tilted only to show that, yes, you are interested in what the other person is saying. Eye movement, very important, very, very important, because a myth is if the person is not looking eye to eye, the person is lying. No, not really. In NLP, that is neuro linguistic programming, we were taught, and there were evidences that a person who is trying to gain information from the past tries to look sideways. But will every recruiter know it? No, not really. So please try to look into the eyes of the person. In case looking into the eyes is not possible, be smart enough to wear a zero power spectacles, wherein these are glare, wherein you get some kind of a glare, tinge, a UV thing. And even if you're not looking into the eyes of the other person, it is fine. But don't try to prepare yourself to look into the eyes. However, there are always cheat codes. You can even look above the brows of the person, and still it will look as if you are looking into the eyes of the person. Hand movement, please, whenever you are explaining something and you intend to move, you intend to show it with the movement of your hand, please move your hand. That is, palm should move, a finger shouldn't move, because that may be pointing to the other person and may appear to be offensive. Then do not hold any unnecessary objects in hand, even a pen. No matter how beautiful the pen is, how costly the pen is, do not hold it in the hand. At the same time, do not wear anything which can distract the recruiter. Some bangle or anything that can distract the recruiter, please don't wear that. Your hand position, that is where you are keeping your arms and hands, matter a lot. If you are putting them right on the table, it appears you are in the interrogation phase. So please put your hands either on the armrest of the chair, or maybe you can put them on your thighs. And do not use the crutch words like actually, gradually, gonna, I mean, you mean. No, I don't mean, I don't understand anything. Do not use these crutch words. Any question before I come to the resume part? Any questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a question here.
Yes.
These body language, effective body language techniques, are these only for recruiters or in other?
No. Any. See. Why did I pick up the context of recruitment? Because in recruitment, these are two strangers who are meeting, and it becomes very, very important to build the rapport. Now, let's say it is a meeting or a GD. GD, in case you are all strangers, again, it has to be the similar body language. But in case it is a office meeting, you can be little relaxed because now you know each other. But still, I would say even in office meeting, because you are there for a purpose, so do not take anyone too casually or too personally, because you never know what is the agenda going to be like. Anyways, that's a different context altogether of office meeting. But for now, yes, try to follow what are the micro ingredients of effective body language. Does that give you some perspective, Ekta?
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else have a question over here?
Yes, please.
No questions for now.
All right, then moving ahead in respect of time, I'll come back to, oops, sorry. Yes, talking about the resume part. Now, resume and CV, these are two different things. In case you are asked for a resume, which most of the time you will be, it is mostly a one-pager thing, which has to be very, very crisp and has got some sections. CV, on the other hand, is a detailed version of all your work. For example, you have written some kind of research papers, you have organized some conferences, or you have executed some kind of MUNs projects, etc. That is going to be a detailed one. Pay attention onto the resume, because CV is mostly asked in academic side. In corporate, they generally are asking for a crisp resume. Now, when you say a resume, it is a formal document. So please be careful about the kind of paper you are using in case you are submitting as a hard copy. Otherwise, in case you are submitting in the Word doc also, Please ensure that your indentation, alignment, and the kind of text you're using is not something like a Catholic font. It has to be Times New Roman or Arial. Please do not use the fonts which the other person may find offensive because of the size that you are using. So be careful about the size. It is mostly 12, yes, 11 and 12, I think, or 8 and 12. That I'll have to check. I'm so sorry, I'm not able to recollect it, but you can visually make a sense that should it be a 12 on the headline and 8 in the body, or it is like a 11 and 12, only to differentiate. Yes, coming to the paper part, in case you are submitting your resume in because for students, most of the time it is asked in the formal paper part. Please do not crumple your paper. Do not use a yellow paper. Try to use a good GSM paper, and the printing, do not get it from the dot matrix printer kind of a thing. Get it a good laser printer, preferably with, and in case your resume is running into more than one pages, let your pages be numbered. And not just this, the picture that you are printing out there should not have blurred ink or spilled ink altogether. Take care of the printing part, the paper part, the font size, and then comes the various elements of a resume that needs to be taken care of. So these are the common sections most of the time: a passport photograph, your contact information. Now your contact information, do not give an Instagram or Twitter handle unless it is the call for the job. So for example, if you are applying for a journalist post, then yes, all right, everything is required. But otherwise, a tiny URL LinkedIn will do the trick. So on your just besides your under that passport size photograph, ensure to put in the tiny URL LinkedIn, then your contact information. Students, in case you are submitting your resume and using the email ID, please check what kind of a name you have given, preferably first name and last name. If you don't get it, some kind of a combination with a number. Do not use any adjectives for yourself, because that doesn't go very well unless the company or the organization you are applying for is a very, very creative organization. So please take care of all this. Then the objective, that is your career objective, is important. It should be a one-liner kind of a thing. In case you have work experience or project experience, should be mentioned there. Education in the chronological order from the recent to the last. And in case you still want to personalize your resume a little more, you may talk about your projects, but in crisp, that is, what was the deliverable, and what was the objective and what was your deliverable. That's it. Objective, deliverable, objective, deliverable. In case you have done any kind of a volunteering experience, please write that down if that makes sense to the kind of work you are applying for. If you have some hobbies and interests which really make sense to the work, do write it down. Otherwise also, you can write it down, but please do not be very, very honest saying that, oh, sleeping is my hobby. I've seen students in the panel interviews that sleeping is my hobby. All right, if sleeping is your hobby, I can't hire you, because what if you sleep and what if my work is distracted? So sorry, I cannot hire you. Please do not write such things. Then the portfolio, that is, in case you have done a few different kind of things. So for example, if you have worked in finance as well as marketing, you may bring that up. In case you have worked once, then took a break and completed some kind of a course, and then have taken up some kind of a project, that again becomes your portfolio. Friends, you'll be very happy to know that organizational climate, the organizational culture these days is not taking sabbatical and layoff as taboo, although they still need good validation from you to figure out that why were you on a sabbatical, or why were you laid off, or why did you do a stint of only 1.5 months. But unlike 20 years back or 15 years back, when we were totally zapped on this question, today you still have a chance to stand tall and explain to them your reason, your mind. People will respect that. And on this note, I bring to you the most important part, which is not there on the slide. In fact, I would like to close the slide and maybe come up with my video only to share something. Oh, did I close the Zoom? No, I did not. Screen sharing. All right. So yes, thank you so much for have tolerated me so much. On this note, I would like to bring the most important element, which is internal dialogue. What runs in your head in terms of the words that you are using? Is it the blame frame that you are using, or is it the outcome frame that you are using? Will always help you a lot. I don't know if you paid attention to or not. While the session was to start, my video got frozen twice, and it was at a very, at a very bad expression that it got frozen. Internal dialogue. Oh, what the hell now? But that's okay. What has happened has happened. Let me quickly turn off the video and see if something can happen. Otherwise, I'll ask Ekta that. Ekta, I'll take it forward without a video. Point is, do not blame, do not victimize. Try to be an outcome frame. Even if you have to move out of the situation, move out of the situation, but that moving out also should be an outcome frame and not a blame frame. On this note, I, Anju Chawla, take a bow to each and every one of you for tolerating me, Ekta and Commander Bali for inviting me, and I'm open to the question. In respect of time, we have 10 minutes. So, yep.
Thanks, Anju. Thank you so much for the wonderful words that you shared, the information that you shared with us today. And so, in respect of time, like Anju said, can we have a few questions? Because I'm sure there will be a couple of questions in your mind after this session. I think everybody is in introspection.
or maybe they are waiting when is Ekta going to call it off and we also log off.
Commander Bali, can we have a question from you? Yeah.
No, I mean, see, as I said in the beginning of my opening thing, success is a very abstract topic. It means different thing for different people at different stages of life. And right now we were looking only for, a group of people that, we look at basically students, we look at professionals finding jobs, we're looking at professionals changing their job, we're looking at, people appearing for exams, we're looking for, so, this is the bandwidth that we have. And I feel that, Dr. Anju has tried to cover them in a very practical, without becoming much philosophical about it, because the more you get philosophical about success, you can lose your way. It was a very, very clear, mandate when she has gone about what's to be done. She has given her tried and tested 3-step formula. She has talked a lot about LinkedIn as a tool for, reaching out to people. What exactly should be your LinkedIn profile? Because slowly and steadily we are finding that many of these social media platforms like Facebook, etc., are becoming more and more, something which a lot of people just do not want to showcase their professional, as it is. Facebook is not meant for that, but LinkedIn is still remained, till now, a good network to connect with people on professional network. So this success journey is an ongoing journey, Ekta. It is something that we keep on learning. I think even till now, I'm almost at the end of my maybe professional career, maybe just about a few years down the line, but I still keep on learning what success is all about. So, it's just a start of a journey, what we have touched upon. It is touching a tip of the iceberg. I'm sure everyone who's here, everyone who's going to listen to it, there are going to be some answers. There are going to be many more questions which will there arise. And if that be so, people can reach out to Dr. Anju. People can reach out to not only her, people can reach out to their mentors, people can reach out to other people can reach out, and ask questions to family, friends, teachers, counselors, etc. Because these are intriguing questions, as I said in the beginning also, for every person at different stage, for the same person in different stages, success would mean different things. But yes, we have tried to cover as much as we could in this time frame, in keeping our goalposts very, very clear. So not many questions. I mean, it is just that, as I rightly said in the beginning also, let the journey of success begin. And the journey of success will have more failures also, that, and many people who are learned and seers say that it is failures who actually define you, not your successes. And they say that failures are actually, much better teachers than successes are. So, it's that kind of a dichotomy. And, but yes, a little bit of clarity of thought has been brought about by Dr. Anju, being very, very specific. And we are very, very thankful to her for this. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Commander Bali. Okay, so Rajesh has a question here. He wants you to touch upon, briefly about the preparation, delivery, and introspection. He says that what if part, if you can, in preparation.
Okay, sure. You said Rajesh has this question, right?
Yeah, Rajesh.
All right, Rajesh, thank you for thank you for trusting one more time with your time. Now, you say that your question is, Anju, what is all about what if in the preparation phase? So Rajesh, while I'm preparing, so let's say while I was preparing for this presentation, if I keep thinking, what if technology fails? What if I'm not able to run my slides? What if I'm not able to complete it in time? Am I utilizing the time that I have for preparation? It is like I have 100-rupee note in my pocket. Am I utilizing it for for my good, or am I only utilizing it for my worries? So what if is that frame, which is a worrisome frame, and talking from the emotional viewpoint or the emotional intelligence viewpoint, Rajesh, worry is one of the futile emotion that one has. It is like anxiety is a wasteful emotion which comes because of what if, whereas concern is a useful emotion that comes because of being proactive. So what if and being proactive are two different things, because when you enter the what if loop, you are only thinking about the negative part and you are not in the outcome frame. But when you are thinking about anything proactively, so when I thought about, okay, it's just in case, or is there any backup that I have of my laptop? Oh yes, I do have my mobile phone to log in from. So, should I carry my charger to my workspace? I already have 100% battery, but then in case the laptop doesn't work well, okay, let me carry the charger also. So only a what if analysis leads you to paralysis. Whereas if you are being proactive, you look for solution in the outcome frame. Rajesh, does that give you some answer to the question? All right, Rajesh, thank you so much. And all right, thank you so much. And yes, we are good.
Okay, thanks, thanks, Dr. Anju, for this.
Pleasure.
So, personally speaking, I really got a lot of insights from the preparation, delivery, and introspection thing. And I realized that, many times we are in the comfort zone and we feel that we are prepared enough. That's why I asked that question. How do we know that the preparation is actually up to the mark? Yeah. So sometimes, it happens that we feel that, yes, we are prepared enough, but while we have actually resorted to our comfort zone and we don't prepare that well. And it's only when we do the introspection that we realize that we could have, there are certain other things that we need to prepare so that next time we don't face the same challenges or same problems, right? Okay. So thank you, Dr. Anju. Thank you so much once again. And with that, we are end today's session. A big thank you to all of you who have joined us here today. And we really feel proud to have all of you as part of this wonderful session. Thank you, Dr. Anju, Commander Bali, for giving us your valuable time. We are really lucky to be able to learn through your experiences. And we also thank our sponsors, Upgrad Recruit, for placing the trust in our venture. And a big thank you to all of you for being a part of this session. It's always incomplete without a great audience like you. Thanks for all your questions and making it more interactive. Do join us for our next exciting session, which is on 28th August. We shall look forward to having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander Bali.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.